puffed up her neck. "Come in, James," her father ordered. James Rybus did as instructed, pausing only long enough to give Lenore a quick bow. Of all the men in her father's office, he was the handsomest and the youngest, even though the man was a widower and pushing 40. "I do apologize for any discomfort I've caused." "Nonsense, James," her father replied before Lenore could form words. "Take a seat, and let us get right to the heart of the matter." Lenore worked to calm the rapid beat of her heart with a few deep breaths. Was Mr. Rybus joining them? Why would her father ask her to meet with him and his accountant? Perhaps he had something to share with Lenore about the trust she would inherit when she turned 21. Of course, that was still several months away, so it wouldn't be of any importance just yet, would it? Father took hold of Lenore's arm and brought her out of her thoughts, moving her to a large leather chair. Lenore settled on the edge of the seat, knowing that should she ease back into the comfort of the chair, her feet wouldn't reach the floor. What an embarrassment that would be. And after her last little spectacle, goodness. Not that it was a shameful thing to stand a mere 5 feet tall, but with dangling limbs, Lenore would feel more like a child than a regal and fashionable young woman. Father walked to his desk and picked up a cigar. Crimping the end, he looked to James. "Would you care to begin, or shall I?" "You are in charge here," Rybus replied, yielding to his superior. Her father lit the cigar and puffed on it a couple of times before taking his seat at the massive mahogany desk. There was an air of confidence about him, but Lenore could see something in his eyes that suggested worry. "Lenore, I wanted you to come here today because Mr. Rybus has asked for permission to court you." A lump formed in Lenore's throat, and for a moment she feared fainting. Mr. Rybus? Her immediate thought was to refuse. Surely Father must be suffering a fever to think such a thing would interest me. The man is very nice-looking and has a steady situation. But goodness, how could Father want me to court this old man? Yet how could she possibly refuse? Her father would speak for her at least until she married or came of age. She really had nothing to say on the matter. At least, nothing she could voice in front of Mr. Rybus. "I'm certain this comes as a surprise," her father continued, "but I thought perhaps it was time to see you take on a serious beau. After all, your mother is worried that you'll be an old maid." Mr. Rybus shot her a smile. "I doubt that would ever be possible. One as lovely as you, Miss Fulcher, must have a great many admirers. Even so, I'd be very honored if you would accept my request." Lenore needed time to think, but she knew it would be impossible to leave the office without offering some kind of commitment. "I don't know what to say," she replied honestly. "I never expected to come here and be presented with such a request. Mother would have palpitations if she knew we were having such an important conversation here, at your place of business, Father." Her father blanched, and Lenore knew she'd taken the right approach. Even so, she didn't wish to shame her father. She folded her gloved hands together. "I will consider the matter, however. Perhaps we should continue the conversation later this evening, if Mr. Rybus could come for dinner." "A splendid idea," her father replied. "We will dine at 6, James. I'm sure you can attend." It was more a command than invitation, and we always dress for dinner. "I would be honored." He smiled at Lenore and came to where she sat. He gave a low bow. "Until tonight, Miss Fulcher." Lenore nodded. "Yes, until tonight." "He did what?" Aubriana asked, but never gave Lenore time to respond. "Right there in the brokerage office? In front of everyone?" "Yes. Well, no. It was in Father's private office. Still, I'm sure that everyone knew what was being discussed. I don't know what must have gotten into him. It wasn't like Father at all. Perhaps he's suffering."